guys, and in this video we'll be going over the top 10 games that we ourselves are excited for in 2019. But first of all, quick service announcement. Our microphone finally arrived. I don't know whether you can tell with the crystal clear quality, but our microphone and capture card finally turned up. What can we say? Only ordered them a month and a half ago, but they eventually turned up. Anyway, right, let's get on with the video. Now, I know a lot of other people have already brought out excited for 2019 videos, but we wouldn't be a gaming reviewing channel if we didn't do our jobs properly. And so here it is, 2019. These are the top 10 games that we are excited for. Number 10. Total War 3 Kingdoms. This is Creative Assembly's latest entry in the hugely popular strategy series. This sees the player juggle a huge map-based strategy with battlefield tactics and all the headaches of running your own little empire. This particular game adopts ancient China for its historical backdrop in the 2nd and 3rd century AD. You must choose between one of 11 competing factions and build your resources, technology and military strength so that you can conquer and unite all of China. Now, recently the developers have teased added depth to the character system, and after a number of game dealings with the Roman Empire, the Japanese and medieval Europe, this new setting is a welcome and exciting change of pace. Our only concern is, as we've said, after so many games, is the series going to start feeling old and outdated? Or, after Creative Assembly's fantastic Alien Isolation, are they going to be feeling refreshed and ready to have against anything that's thrown against them? Only time will tell. Number 9, Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones has been teased since back in 2017 and set to be released in 2018, but of course delayed. Fans of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag were devastated at new arrivals on that series like Unity and Syndicate due to lack of sea battles, and even though those games had made slightly better with the 2 new arrivals, nothing could take away being a pirate. But fans of that game can now take a deep breath and feel the ocean's breeze on their face again, as another high-sea swashbuckling game is on the way. Skull and Bones will allow you to sail your ship and engage in tactical combat, all while we presume shouting Yar and Avast. Combat will have slightly improvements over Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but as our guess is roughly going to be the same. I just hope I could design the Black Pearl. But there is one minor thing that dampens my spirit, is in fact that the developer Ubisoft Shanghai has announced that there will be microtransactions in the game. On the side note, if there's no sea shanties in the game, I will not be replaying it. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 8 on this list is Imperator Rome. Imperator Rome is an upcoming grand strategy game that brings us into the time period of the infamous Roman Empire. The developers have stated that this will be the most detailed map they've ever produced, which encompasses the areas of land from the Pillars of Hercules all the way to India. Paradox has announced a whole slew of new features to be included within the Rome to help keep the series refreshed. Hopefully their strategy game pedigree holds true and they continue to conquer the genre once again. But unfortunately this is going to be the same as Total War. Have they produced too many? Are they going to push it too far? I am now worried, thanks to Bethesda's Fallout 76, that game companies are going to be using their engines and their ideas for too long without innovating anymore. But only time will tell. That is set to be released early 2019. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 7 is Death Stranding. With absolute excellence in the cast like Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus, and a hugely bonkers plot taking in the astrophysics, the afterlife and some generally extraordinary imagery, Hideo Kojima's first major project since leaving Konami and forming his own studio really wasn't going to be your average game. But you really won't expect anything less from the father of all things Metal Gear, except Survive. That wasn't his fault. So the only thing we can say about this game is brace yourself for something spectacular. But as we've said, this game does come from the mind of Metal Gear, and anyone who knows that franchise will know that it's hard enough keeping it track in your own mind, let alone the person who created it, and that is an issue. Has Kojima peaked at Metal Gear, or does he have enough in the old brain box to produce another brilliant franchise? Only time will tell. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 6, Mortal Kombat 11. NetherRealm Studios has such a good thing going on at the moment, being able to alternate between its mastery of the highly polished fighting game series, Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Following the recent success of Injustice 2 and the Mortal Kombat reboot, NetherRealms is going to be heading back to its bone-crunching, intestine-obliterating roots with Mortal Kombat 11, which debuts some glorious cinematic trailer featuring Scorpion and Raiden beating the hell out of each other into bloody pulps. There will be more in terms of gameplay announced on January 17th, but to say that we are excited is a massive understatement. We are massive fans of the original Mortal Kombat series and of the reboot. Also, who doesn't love squishing your enemy's testicles in a gruesome cinematic cutscene? I'ma go get it tonight. Number 5, Metro Exodus. Metro is one of our most favourite game series, and personally, coming from someone who's read the books, I can say the books are so much better. The first two Metro games provided an absolute feast of tense survival horror with nail-biting stealth, which will then switch instantly into explosive action if you so much as got looked at. All the way during their atmospheric journey through a post-apocalyptic Russian subway system. That's a sentence I never thought I'd ever say. With all of the world building that any gamer could desire. With this new instalment, Exodus is set to tweak the already well-founded formula with some more overground sections and a greater emphasis on exploration, with both linear and open-world missions. The only issue I can see is if they haven't upgraded the controls from the previous game, this will inevitably drag down the final score that I'm going to give it. The older games felt sluggish, like your boots were filled with lead, but nevertheless we are super excited about this post-apocalyptic beauty. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 4, Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say as soon as I said those 3 words. They're going to say, well, hang on a minute, Luke, you said you're never going to pre-order another EA game, and I'm not. I am not going to pre-order this game, but I will be buying it brand new on release. Now, we finally have a name for Respawn Entertainment's Star Wars jet game, Jedi Fallen Order. There is to this date no real details of story other than the fact it's set in the middle of episode 3 and 4, you know, right where Rogue One was, when the last pockets of Jedi are being eliminated by the Empire after Order 66. From what we have been told, it will be a story-driven third-person game, and I would love to believe that, but considering a few years ago when the first Battlefront came out, EA turned around and said they had no interest in story-driven games. But we have immense faith in EA's owned creators of Titanfall, considering Respawn are responsible for the Titanfall series, which has been handled terribly by EA. But again, we do hope at some point we get a Titanfall 3. Are we going to see microtransactions sink into the game at some point? Yeah, probably. I just hope that EA have learnt their lesson and that they just stick to customisables for the microtransactions and not progression breaking loot boxes. But that is a question for another day, and right now the only thing really we have to worry about will be, is Darth Vader going to show up in the game, and if so, how the hell am I going to defeat him? The game is set to release later this year, most likely in November or September, roughly when the last Battlefront's released. Either way, we are excited for that game. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 3, Gears 5. No longer called Gears of War, the 2019 sequel to the number 4 of the series and the start of the new trilogy, will be breaking the rules on the Gears franchise and moving away from the Phoenix family. Dun dun dun! Not only that, but we will get to see a story through a female protagonist for the first time in the game's history, Kate, and discover the history of her bloodline. Now, even though number 4 was an excellent game, it never reached a new height, it never broke any new ground. It suffered with what I like to call Force Awakenisms, or Force Awakens disease. It did nothing new, yes, but it was a good game, yes, it was fun. but it didn't give me any epic moments. It didn't make me go, wow, that's what I'll remember Gears 4 for. In every game of this series has been a moment of awesomeness and sadness in equal measure. When Kim literally got gutted in the first game, literal knife through stomach. When Dom had to kill his wife in the second game, or even worse, when Dom sacrificed himself in the third game. Yeah, we're still crying over that. We are so tempted to just take a minute, compose. The game did not deliver anything new, but nevertheless, I am super excited to be continuing this franchise in a new and hopefully slightly open world direction. There are no real details of plotline other than the fact that you will be journeying with Kate to go and see what her family bloodline is all about. And I'm dead sure, but when you're watching the trailer, you did see Jack flying around, so hopefully that little guy comes back. I'ma go get it tonight. Let's face it, guys, this was going to happen. It was going to be on everyone's top 10 list, and the game was going to happen after that excellent reboot in 2016, no matter what we said. It was a magical comeback for the veteran first-person shooters developed by ID Software. The game's flippant approach to contemporary game design and indulgent storytelling is a long-awaited breath of fresh air in an ever-growing market of play-it-safe style games. Doom Eternal will bring you the horrors of hell to Earth itself, and Doom Guy, big up for Doom Guy, is going to be the understandably a bit peeved. So, let's get our trigger fingers ready for another epic battle with the Underworld's pantheon of demonic fiends and nasties. But come on, let's take a moment to have a look at these glory kills. Absolute perfection. One thing I really am looking forward to, not only the game, is the soundtrack. Which the first game had such an epic, monumental soundtrack. I really do hope the second game can match. I'ma go get it tonight. Number 1, Cyberpunk 2077. Let's face it, this one was going to be a number 1 on everyone's list. From the world of fantasy to the realms of a dystopian sci-fi, the Witcher developer CD Projekt Red is set to give us another vast, sprawling and morally troublesome future metropolis with this hugely anticipated RPG action-adventure games. In the game, you'll be able to complete quests, choose your own appearance, playstyle, approach to the world, yet still embracing the searing satirical storyline. Does that sound like a good time to you? Alright, not convinced? Really? Alright. Well, remember Ridley Scott's amazing Blade Runner movie? This game is directly influenced by that Blade Runner film. Convinced yet? I do wonder if Harrison Ford's Blade Runner will be an Easter egg in the game. Come on, CD Projekt Red, make it happen. This game comes with all the open world love that we know CD Projekt Red just adore giving to their games. And you also know what they didn't do with Witcher 3? Microtransactions. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be any, and I'm not saying it's not going to be monetized, but considering CD Projekt Red's history, I don't see many microtransactions creeping into this game. So, all in all, we've got some really good games coming out this year, and we are super excited to play every single one of them and give you our honest review of these games. As always, if you like the video or are excited to see the future content, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. If not, just thanks for watching, people. See you in the next video, guys.